happy to say that Gareon Conley seems to be doing okay. I think there's a chance he might be able to play this week, but we'll have to update his status tomorrow. But I'll be happy to answer any questions I can. Short night.
Coach, Alec Engel made some crucial blocks last night. What'd you make of his performance all around and opening up running lanes for Josh?
I thought he did some good things, especially in the short yardage. 4-minute drill when you're trying to run out the clock. Those are two young guys that did some good things in their first game, so hopefully they can build on that.
A lot was made going into the game, obviously, about Chubb and Miller. We're just looking at the how, especially Colton Fair, and that obviously Derek wasn't hit at all. Colton's development, how important was that, and how did he look to you?
That was important. Those are great players, and we had some balance. We didn't fall way behind in the down and distance, which was good, critical against a team like that. So we see a lot of progress. We've said that since training camp. He's a lot stronger, he's more experienced, and he's healthy. And those three things, I think, have added to his improvement.
Do you think that he gained some mental toughness? That might not be the right term, but over the course of last year being hurt and dealing with so many things, do you think he came into year two benefiting from that experience?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, mental toughness, he was one of the most mentally tough guys on our team, really. When you can play through that kind of pain, you take criticism. He's got a lot of pride, and he's just a young guy. Don't forget that. He's just a young guy. He's an underclassman that came out of UCLA, and as we've said, we think he has a huge upside, and he's got to just continue to battle and prove it.
Brandon Parker had 6 pretty productive snaps for you last night. How much of a challenge is it for a lineman to kind of be in a different position, have different looks in when they block, and can everybody do it?
I think it's hard. Right now he's the swing tackle. So in the preseason, you saw him playing left tackle, right tackle. Last night he played tight end. We have a jumbo package, our giant package we call it. And when Gabe and Incognito get back, we'll have a new name for that. But for a guy in his second year, he's got a lot of good experience to draw from, and he's proven his versatility.
Jacobs has a lot of tools, does a lot of things well. Do you remind you of anybody from you've watched a lot of football?
That's too early. I don't want to do that. Don't want to jinx it. I'm just really happy with him. He's a great kid, number one, and he's got a lot of passion for football. He's smart. We don't have to taper anything back with these guys. We're playing a bunch of rookies, and Derek's doing a lot at the line of scrimmage, and it doesn't bother Moreau, it doesn't bother Jacobs. Doesn't bother Renfro, any of these guys at all. So he's a student of the game, and he's a talented kid. He's got a great upside.
Did Darren Waller's role grow at all because of the changes in the receiving group, or was it always a plan to move him or play him as much and move him around?
We're going to mix the ball around. I don't know. We're gonna get the ball to Waller. Waller's special. If you've gone to training camp, you've seen that every day, and he can line up in line. He's a good blocker. We think we can run the ball with him as a conventional tight end. He played a little H-back for us, and he's also been able to flex out as a wideout, which is in his background at Georgia Tech. That's the position he played. So our tight end coach, I said it before, Frank Smith's done a great job with these young tight ends, Moreau and Waller, and I expect these guys to continue to improve.
John, Josh after the game said he was disappointed in himself. Certainly not the word I think most people watching him would think after that game. Is that typical for him, just focusing on how he can always improve?
He said he was disappointed in himself. Yeah, well, that's good to hear. I mean, I was pleased with him, but I'm sure, like any player that desires to be great, I think you have a high standard for yourself. He probably, looks at a couple of the cuts that he made. He probably wants a couple of them back, but This man really wasn't the feature back at Alabama. He's not drawn from a lot of experience. I'm anxious to see how he feels today after 24 touches, because we'd like to get him 24 more next week.
What did you see out of Pearl's play?
Just typical Cleve Farrell. He played good against the run. He played hard. He can play a lot of snaps. He's versatile to play a couple different positions. He's a leader, tough. I think he's going to keep getting better also, but a very good start for Clee.
Much of a tone setter was Morrow's first, Josh Morrow's first play on when they tried the reverse and he stuffed it for 5.
Yeah, these jet sweeps, if you remember last year, the Rams really hurt us with the jet sweeps. And it's a common play now in the NFL. Everybody's running these jet sweeps. Sometimes they fake it to them. Sometimes they give it to them. And Morrow's an experienced guy that he read it. He made a heck of a play. And his experience is something that helps him. And we're happy to have him healthy. And he and Mayoa, who had 2 sacks last night, 2 veteran under-the-radar free agents, really played well for us.
John, you got your 100th career win last night. Is that anything that even crossed your mind once the dust settled and you got home for the night?
Yeah, I didn't even know that till after the game. I was thinking about walking off and going back to Hooters and retiring. You know what I mean? That would have been a good walk-off. But it's a heck of a tough league to win a game in. And, to accomplish that, I credit all the coaches I've worked with, all the players, and certainly it's a special moment. But to share it with the guys that we have in the locker room here was really cool last night.
What were your impressions of Perfect? Did he get nicked up late in the game?
Yeah, a little bit. He's all right. He plays so hard and he's so reckless in his style of play. He and Abram and Joyner give us a different dimension, I think, in the middle of our defense. But Montez, I think he's going to be okay this week. He's just, I'm sure, very sore today.
Abram made some physical plays. He swung and missed a couple times trying to make one. Is it experience to find a balance of when to just wrap him up?
Yeah, I think so. I think he probably got a little bit too reckless at times. Made some great plays, some impact plays, and certainly, I think some tackles that he's got to make for us. He missed, but his debut was pretty good. And I think tackling around the league the first week of the season was suspect on the films that I saw. A lot of these guys haven't played much. We don't tackle in practice. So I think it'll pick up here in the next week or 2.
Did Derek change things at the line more this year, more last night than he maybe did last year? And is it just part of being year 2 of the system, or is it pretty typical?
No, I mean he's always had pretty good command. I think he's going to be asked to do more and more things at the line. I think all the great quarterbacks make a lot of decisions at the line of scrimmage, trying to get you in better plays and keep you out of bad plays.
How do you think Mullen played after he had to come in and fill in for?
He's got to play better. He's had some moments that he struggled, he gambled and lost in a situation. I don't think he should gamble there, but I'm not going to criticize him here today. He's got to play better, especially if Gareon can't go. But here's a guy that's a rookie. He missed a lot of time in camp, and he does have talent. I expect him to pick it up.
Have you already started looking at the Chiefs?
You watch the Chiefs there. First possession, I think Sammy Watkins catches an 8-yard pass, and he looks like a rocket ship coming out the back end. They got a lot of skill, man. And Mahomes is spectacular. The guy's amazing. And defensively, they got a new coordinator. They got a whole new cast of players. Frank Clark is there. The Honey Badger's over there. It'll be a tough game for us on a short week, certainly.